channel. I am Mazelleğ, and as you can see by the title, I am back in Ghana. I've been back for about 2 weeks now, and right now there are lights off. The power has been out for a good probably 3 to 4 hours, and so we've already eaten. We're getting ready to shower. We're getting ready to do all these things before it gets dark out, and it gets dark early in Ghana. It's still, as you can see, light outside, so I'm doing my video outside. But yeah, welcome to Ghana, right? But anyway, I am going to share with you all a video clip, because it's going into definitely an experience that I had in Ghana this past couple of days ago, and just going into why some African diasporans, when they come to Ghana, end up not doing well, end up spending more money than they thought they was going to spend, end up going broke, end up feeling like I can't stay here, it's too expensive here. So yeah, let's take a look at this video clip. So the lights did not come back on, so I was not able to download the video clip. So I will just put in the description below, and you can watch the video clip so that you can know what I was talking about, or the video clip that I was talking about in this video. Everything that she said in this video is true. A lot of times some African diasporans are under the assumption that because the dollar is higher and the Ghanaian city is lower, that you're able to pretty much just come over here and not budget your money at all. Like, you can just come over here and just spend and spend and spend and spend, because you're thinking, oh, this is just $15, this is just $20, this is just $100. I mean, this is not that big of a deal. And then you find yourself in a very uncompromising situation because you're not able to stay over here. You're not able to live here. You don't have any income coming in. You're not doing a very good job with seeing where your money is going. And so you end up going broke and you end up having to go back to the US. I would definitely say that it's very important that when you decide to move to Ghana, or even when you travel to Ghana, that you really do some budgeting. You really sit down and you say, oh, okay, this is how much money I have, this is how much money I'm going to spend in certain places, and really try to stick with that budget. Because if you do what she was saying, that, you know, comparing that dollar and city, you are going to end up spending more money than you have, and you're going to end up losing that money quick. I don't think that people realize how quick the city is spent, like, for real. Like, if you go and you get 5,000 cities, and you go to some of these expensive stores, and you shop there, you eat at the restaurants, like she said, you're taking taxis and things like that, that 5,000 cities is going to go very quickly. I just went to the Palace a couple of days ago, and the Palace is sort of like a Walmart. It's like Melcom. Melcom is also like a Walmart here in Ghana, but Melcom is pretty much the lower end, I would say. But the Palace is a high-end store where you can get food, you can get clothes, you can get home decor stuff. I mean, anything you want, you can go to the Palace to get. This is my first time. That was my first time going to the Palace, because a lot of times we don't really go that far down in Accra, but we're trying to find some things for our home. And so I saw this online, and I was just like, okay, well, let's go here and see what they have. So we walk up in the store. I'm already like, seeing all these foreigners. Mind you, I'm also a foreigner as well. So, I'm not trying to exclude myself from being a foreigner. But I am with my husband, who is Ghanaian. And so I was just like, oh, did we move out of Ghana? Are we still in Ghana? Like, where are we? When you do go to a certain section of Ghana, you will see a lot more foreigners there. And foreigners, I'm not meaning people that look like me. I'm talking about people that don't look like me. A lot of times they're from Lebanon, they're Lebanese. A lot of times they're from Turkey. You do see a lot of Asians there as well. So there's a lot of foreigners who don't look like me, and that's kind of who I was seeing roaming around the Palace. And so when we started to go in and see kind of how much sheets were, and pillows were, and duvets and comforters and all that stuff, when I was seeing the prices of these things, I was like, oh my God, like, this is really, really expensive. Of course, it's not expensive to us per se in American dollars, but in Ghana, it's very expensive here. King size bed sheets were like 2,000 cities. And then my husband, yes, we would say, okay, how much would that be in American dollars? Because why we do that is not because we say, oh, it's just $150. We do that because we say, okay, would I spend $150 on a comforter? If I'm not going to spend $150 on it, I'm definitely not going to spend 2,000 cities on it then. And so that's sort of how we do our purchases. Is it equivalent to what I would spend if I was in the States? Not looking at it as if, oh, it's just $10, I'm just going to spend that. So when we were looking at these different things, I was saying into my mind, okay, yes, king sheets in the States are very expensive. Comforters for king size beds are very expensive. They're not cheap, especially if you're trying to get good quality. But I still was definitely a little hesitant spending 2,000 cities for anything. Because if you have 5,000 cities and you're spending 2,000 cities on something, then of course that's going to be almost half of your money gone. We ended up getting a storage for us to put our dishes in, which was 271 cities for that. And then my husband was like, you know what, let's just get some food here. We're not going to have a lot of time to stop at the market, which is where we usually do our grocery shopping. So let's get what we can get here. So I'm going around trying to get some things to make spaghetti. I felt like, okay, that's pretty simple, something I can get here that's really quick. The chicken breast was 171 cities for 3 kilos of chicken breast. And I'm talking about ground chicken breast. Mushrooms were 74 cities. We got black pepper, that was 32 cities. We got pasta sauce and pasta for 24 cities. So all that together would be over 300 something cities just for food for one meal. That's crazy. That was just crazy to me. That's mind-boggling to me. And that's exactly what this lady was saying in her video, and why you see a lot of people, some people in the African diaspora struggling when they get to Ghana, because they find themselves wanting this American lifestyle here in Ghana. So they will go and shop at the grocery store because they don't want to shop at the local market. Now, I'm going to be totally honest. Shopping at the local markets can be very intimidating to a foreigner. It can be very frightening to a foreigner, and it can be very overwhelming. Especially the very first time you go, and especially if you're going on a market day, because if you're going on a market day, it's very packed. There's a lot of people there, and so you don't know the ins and outs. And so a lot of times people from the African diaspora and foreigners in general like to go to the grocery stores because that's what they're used to going to. It's easy to go and get a cabbage, get carrots, get whatever, and then get what you need and leave, instead of having to try to navigate your way through the market. The local markets, definitely you can get more for your money. Like if you go to the local market, you can get a bushel of tomatoes for, I'm talking about like 10 tomatoes or something for maybe like 8 to 10 cities, depending on, what they're selling it for. I could probably have gotten a package of those noodles somewhere on the local market, probably for 10 cities. Like I could have saved a lot of money shopping on the local market side than going to the grocery store and paying an exorbitant amount of money just because I want to shop at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? So what she said in her video is exactly what you don't need to do if you're planning on moving to Ghana or traveling to Ghana. You really need to start trying to navigate the way for you to save as much money as you can, including budgeting. Now, when she was talking about taking taxis and taking Ubers, a lot of times, yes, you would see a lot of foreigners do that because they can just get a taxi, take them where they need to go, and then get a taxi and take their way back. When you're riding the tra-tra, you're going to have to know where you're going. It's like if you go to any other place in the world and they have public transportation, you're going to have to know, okay, I got to make sure I'm getting on the right tra-tra. And the tra-tras are definitely cheaper. But a lot of foreigners, again, don't want to be in a very enclosed area with the locals. They're scared to not know where they're going. They're scared that they might go to the wrong area. And my husband is trying to convince me to experience a tra-tra by myself. A lot of places that I've gone, I've always gone with him. But I know that there will come a time where I have to trust myself and trust my surroundings and trust that I've been here long enough, been here often enough that I kind of know my way a little bit to the point where I don't get lost. And so, he's really trying to help me get over that hump. And I think that's a lot of things with foreigners when they come here, is just getting over that scary hump to really go out there and experience things like a local Ghanaian, because you will really find out that you're going to save a lot more money if you do shop at the local markets, if you do ride in the tra-tra, and you'll find that your money is going to go far. And use those other places as luxury places. Like if you have some extra money left over, then yeah, you can, feel free to go to a grocery store and get you a couple of items, or go to a store and get whatever you need, and moving on that way. So, I mean, that's just a lot of just knowing people in Ghana, so that you can make sure that you are able to have that money go far, so that you won't find yourself in a situation where you're struggling to survive, and then you have to end up, unfortunately, going back to the stateside or wherever you're from. So that is all for this video, y'all. Just sharing my perspective, definitely, how it can be difficult for African diasporans to survive in Ghana. Just exactly what she said, not budgeting that money, shopping at places that are definitely more expensive when you can go to other places and get something for way cheaper. And just remembering that even though the Ghanaian city is lower and you feel like you're getting more out of that money, you really, really are not. All right, y'all, I am Mazelleğ. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.